Welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. I am your host, is Kieran Stewart, and we are live. And tonight we are picking the Premier League 11 with manager. Please tell me, people, everyone picked a manager as well. Nathan's face says differently. I know people in the comment sections, don't be shy tonight. I hope you've got your pen and pad out as well. I hope you've got your recommendations. Let us know what you think, who should be in the team of the year. And let's get it. How are you feeling, Steve? Nice to have you back.
Yeah, it's great to be here, mate. Great to be here. How am I feeling? I'm feeling good. This was hard.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm looking down here now. This was the one where I had normally I'm like bang, bang, bang, bang, but this one's like it was him, or it could be him, or it could be him.
Yeah.
So, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. There's plenty of players there's plenty of omissions that I feel for me. I feel that the hardest part of it was who wasn't in it. I'd pick my team and I was looking around and like, oh my word, how have I not got that player in there? But it's done. It's done. I finally got there. How you doing, Nathan?
All good. All good. I'm just trying to figure out, it's still difficult. I'm still thinking.
Are you making changes now? Are you still making changes?
I've got my starting lineup, but I'm just, I'm thinking. Let's try and.
Some of them are penciled in, yeah.
Do you want the main guys who are always going to be there, or do you want to kind of mix it up just to mix it up, or what? So it's one of them.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And there's good reason for that because there's been plenty of dark horses this season, should we say? Teams like Leeds, like West Ham, Everton have been in around there at some points in the season. They tailed off towards the end, but still there's some good performance in there this season. And Jerome, it is good to have you back. How you doing, Jerome?
Cheers. Yeah, fine, thanks. Nice to be back. I'm still struggling on the goalkeeper, to be fair.
Yeah, I am. I still don't know that. I know in a minute Kieran's going to say, Steve, your goalkeeper.
Yeah,
I know. And I'm going to you first, Steve. So I have it ready. Yeah, the thing is, I'm going to go to Jerome last year because I know Jerome and I know he's umming and ahhing and his decision making is awful. It takes so long to make a decision. So I'm going to you last, Jerome. So you've got enough time to get around Steve and Nathan, and it's you.
Wicked. Sounds good.
All right, sweet. People in the comments section, make sure you hit the like. Make sure if you're new, hit the subscribe as well. I know some of you will hit the like already there. I see that number going up. Numbers of the viewers is going up, which is good. All right, let's keep going. And people on Twitter as well. I know you're there. All right, Steve.
Yes,
Steve.
Yes.
Who have you got first? Who have you got in goal? The cat.
The cat.
The number one. Numero uno.
Well, straight away, I've got my pad. Team in the season, goalkeeper. Straight away, I'm stuck. So I thought this is going to go well. In the end, I come down to it being out of two goalkeepers. I won't name the two. I'll just name the one that I've chosen. And the one that I have chosen was the one that I chose for the first when we done the half season so far, and I'm going to go for Martinez of Aston Villa. Now the reason why I've done that is because of the clean sheets, because of the change of club. For me, Aston Villa are in the position where they are because of two people, and that's Jack Grealish and Martinez. And I think maybe even Martinez, maybe even that little bit more of a reason why Aston Villa are in that position. So as I said, there was someone else, but I'm going to go for Emilio Martinez.
All right. It's a good choice, Steve. It's a good choice. It's an excellent season. Nathan, who have you gone for in goal?
I'm going with the usual suspects. Me. I'm looking at it I'm looking at it as look.
You're building a proper team.
Who's got the best defensive record? Who has been really shining defensively this season? Who's had so many clean sheets? it can only really be the one team. I don't, they've done really, really well. As always, they've won the league as well. So Ederson, for me, Ederson's got the nod, because you don't go through that bad start to the season and then go through such a long stretch until Man United, they were getting clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet. And you got to put it, you can't say it's just the defence. The keeper's got to be doing something there to make that. So I've got Ederson going in there. Liverpool didn't do as well. Obviously, normally it's got their keeper going head-to-head with them. But when you look at the other teams, it's just the superiority of it. They were so superior that I can't really give it to anyone else, in my mind. So I'm going with Ederson.
All right. Nathan's gone for Ederson. Steve's gone for Emi Martinez. What's the comment section saying, please? All right. Bashir's gone for Emi Martinez as well. Jerome, who have you gone for?
So, yeah, Ederson's a great shout, especially because of, he's probably had a few assists, hasn't he, Ederson? In terms of helping out the whole team. But I'm going to agree with Mr. Steve and Mr. Bashir in the comments. For me, it's Martinez. He's gone to, like Steve said, he's gone to a new club, and that means he's playing behind the defence that players he's never played with before, and he's come in, and watching him sort of at the back end of last season for Arsenal, people thought, is this just 10 not lucky games, but it's not a big sample size to see how good this guy is. But he's played a whole season now, and he's been amazing. He's been incredible, and I think that I think that he could really be playing for. Although Villa are a big club, he could be playing for a team that are challenging for the league. He's that good, and I think a lot of the big clubs that were in need of a keeper last season missed the trick with Martinez, but that's probably because they just didn't see enough of him. But he's just done so well that for me. He gets the shout for the keeper.
Yeah, I mean, look, for me, I picked Emi Martinez as well. Pretty much, I understand Nathan's reasonings for Ederson, and Ederson's actually one of my favourite keepers, because he's great with his feet, but he's not always playing the tiki-taka in and around the box. He loves that long diag. 60-yarder straight to the winger, which I really rate. But Emi Martinez, for me, he showed why he should be in a team in the Premier League, starting week in, week out. He's as a goalkeeper as well. He's big, commands the area, and he's done that this season. And for a team like Aston Villa. I think he's. By the way, what's that?
He's at 14 clean sheets as well.
Yeah, 14 clean sheets. Yeah,
Ederson's got.
There we go. That's a setup. That's a setup. No. I got well comfortable in that one as well. I was like, yeah, cheers for that, Nathan. Oh, sweet.
No, but as Villa,
bang.
To do 14 for Villa.
Yeah.
14 for Villa is great, to be fair.
Yeah. Exactly. 38 games, 14 clean sheets. I think it might even be 15, but you say it's 14, it's 14. For me, it's
Nathan's right. It's not just about just because he plays for Man City and that they've got, but that my other choice was Ederson. And it was out the two, and the reason why I went for Martinez is that he's just playing behind the worst defence.
Yeah.
And that's what it just boiled down to. That was how I made my choice. It was just couldn't choose any other way without having two keepers.
To be fair, I actually changed my opinion. Well done. Thanks.
All right. Let's start. We got Martinez in goal. It's official. Martinez is in goal.
What's the formation, guys?
It's 4-3-3.
Okay.
And I've also, do you know what? Yeah. Because of previous ones, I've not just gone for I'm going to pick the best players. I'm playing your game now. Yeah. I'm picking a balanced team. All right. I picked a balanced team.
Ah,
I could adapt.
okay.
I could adapt.
Lovely.
All right. Left back. Steve, who have you got at left back?
Now, for a long while now, I've had this person in as just like as rubber stamped.
Mm-hmm.
But it was only until we started I writing him down today that it made me think. But I'm still going to go for someone who, for me, is defence is better than the other person I was thinking of. I think he's improved massively since a certain manager has come to the club, and that's Luke Shaw.
Thank you.
I think that there was someone else who was just, I really didn't know whether to choose this other person.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave that to the end once everybody's spoken, because someone might say him. Mm-hmm. But because of the way, because of the improvement mainly of what this guy's done and the strength, and I just like the fact of left backs who can defend, and this guy's big, strong, muscly, and he can defend. So yeah, Luke Shaw for me.
All right. Top choice there, Steve. Nathan, who have you got at left back?
Well, Steve, we agree. And it's not just because it's Man United, but
all right, I wasn't going to say that.
This guy, Tez has come in and they wanted to take his place, and he said, "No chance. I'm not letting this happen." And he's come, and he's actually gone and done all the things that we wanted that we thought Tellez was going to bring that he doesn't bring. And he's gone and said, "Listen, I can do that too, and I'm gonna do it. Tellez, show me how you make them crosses. I'll do it now." He might have just gone on the pitch with him and said, "Look, you do it like that," and he's gone and done it. And it's like, "Listen, right. So what else do I need to do? I need to get up, get back. Do I need to overlap all the time? All right, cool. I'll do that too. Overlapping, get him back, making sure no one beats him. 1-on-1, I'm not sure. I remember seeing him get beat this year. I've not seen him get beat, and he's so comfortable on the ball now. He looks like the accomplished left back that we wanted to see in him. And to me, it's just been really, really strong, consistent, the most consistent. Everyone was talking about, other players being the best players in the league, like Robertson and stuff like that. But Shaw's shown that he's ahead of them this year. For sure, he's ahead of them this year. So, Shaw definitely gets my pick for left back.
All right. Nathan, who you gone for left back? Sorry,
just told you.
Jerome. Jerome, who you going for left back?
I'm going to agree with the boys and put Shaw in. I think the key point was what Nathan said, that they brought in Tellez, and we thought it might be like a close run thing. Who's going to be the starting left back for United? Like, is he going to put Shaw under pressure? And it never really happened, did it? Shaw's performances just meant that he was the first choice. I mean, just a couple of special shout outs. I mean, Cresswell at West Ham.
Yes.
In terms of, like, I think he got a lot of assists this season.
Mm-hmm.
So big shout out to him as well, because he could have been, and Cancelo from Man City as well.
He had
a quality season.
Yeah. All right, thanks for that, Jerome. I nearly picked Cancelo because he's a player that when I didn't know too much about Cancelo, and then the start of the season when he played against Arsenal, I was like, "Whoa, who is this guy? He is frightening. Like, I don't want to play against him again." He's attacking, he's pace, trickery. He looks like he can score goals. But as the guys have said, for me, I've picked Luke Shaw. To lose your England spot with the amount of youngsters and players that people brand off every week as the next big thing, and to gain it back the way Luke Shaw has been exceptional. Defensively, he's been unbelievable, and I think that's partly down to he played a bit of left centre back for a bit last season as well. So that's maybe helped his defensive side. As Nathan said, his crossing ability is brilliant. I see him do them early balls, which is just dangerous. And I really like Luke Shaw as a player. I didn't think he could get better. I thought that he hadn't sort of reached his actual potential, should I say, previously. But it looks like he is now, and I think he's fully deserved the left back spot in that in the team of the season. Boom! So unanimous decision is Luke Shaw in at left back. All right.
My other one was Ben Chilwell. I just think he deserves a shout out.
Yeah.
He's fitted into that Chelsea. He's gone into that left back. He had a very good game the other night, and I think when England go to the Euros in a couple of weeks, we're pretty well sorted out on that left side there. It's pretty strong.
Yeah, Ben Chilwell, Aaron Cresswell. There's a fair few left backs in the Premier League that have had a good season this year. Steve, who you got for centre back? Your first centre back.
First centre back, probably the easiest one out of them all. Absolute beast. Can't believe he's so young.
Yeah.
Best centre back in the league by a country mile.
We're going to say at the same time, Ruben Diaz.
I knew he was good before he came to City. I knew he was good. I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was this good.
Yeah, same here.
I thought it would take him a while to fit in to the Premiership, but he's just like that, just like a glove, as if he's played there all his life, and deserves the Player of the Year. Ruben Diaz.
Ruben Diaz. All right. So have we all got Ruben Diaz as one? All right, cool. Let's just move on to the next one. Steve, who have you got as your second centre back?
This was difficult. This was quite difficult because there's been some good centre back performances so far this season, but in the end, I've gone for a young man who's came into the Premiership this season for the first time, hit the ground running, silky on the move on the ball. Reminds me a little bit of Rio Ferdinand. And that is Leicester City's Wesley Fofana. I just think he's been fantastic this season. I think he's been on it. I think for his age, Leicester won the cup final. I don't think he played that day because he was injured, wasn't he? I'm not sure now, but certainly over the season, I think Wesley Fofana deserves to be in the team of the year, and I'm excited to see what else there is to come from him. Yeah,
good choice there, Steve. Nathan, who should you go for your second centre back?
To be honest, this guy, someone who I've always questioned a little bit at times. It's one who I believe, now looking back at the whole season, has been a rock at the centre of defence for his team. He's actually done really, really well, been really consistent, not made too many mistakes that I can think off the top of my head. He's been really, really good. And he's injured towards the end of the season, and it was a big miss for his team.
The suspense is killing me. I'm thinking, what are you talking about?
We're all going closer to the screen.
The guy's name is the Fridge. Harry
Maguire.
Harry.
Yeah, I've got him going in. I think he's just done a little bit more than the other defenders that I can see in the list. He's definitely been strong. He's been the reason why we've done as well as we've done this season back defensively. We need someone else to get with him. But again, I think he's had a really solid season this year. And that's really what I can say, really. I don't think any other teams players warranted getting ahead of him. I know Fofana has done well as well. He's done really well. I just think done well for what he's, for being, first year on it. But I think there's times when I watched him and I expected him to do a little bit more. There was times where you can see where his experience kind of, got the better. The inexperience got the better of him at times. So, but like I say, that's why it just gets pipped a bit with the Maguire for me.
How much was he missed, Nathan Maguire, in that final?
He was missed a hell of a lot because you know what United are like. If they don't have him, we see him all over the place. Unless it's unless it's to Tuanzebe and Bailly together, which he didn't bother playing after that game against Wolves. I was thinking that's probably the best two he could play, but knowing that Lindelof was going to play with one of the other two, I felt like we were always going to be susceptible to something going on. We got used to having Maguire being our main guy. It was just very, very difficult to play without him. Having when he's out and you play a load of games, you get used to playing with another two. But we didn't have that time to kind of get a back two to gel. And the best looking one was to Tuanzebe and Bailly for me. But he was never going to play them two and leave Lindelof out. So we had to make do. And obviously it cost us in the AC kind of a bit of weakness there. And, just let the guy run a bit more and he gets his goal on it. So, I think Maguire, they're the kind of things that he loves to win. He loves anything in front of him. He's winning them headers. But again, it cost us in the end, I think, a little bit of organisation from him. And he's grown into that captain spot. He's got better. Last year, people talking about him a bit more. But this year, he's got a bit better with that.
Yeah.
Good shout. And I think with Maguire, he's taken on that leadership a lot more this season. It's been a lot of pressure and a lot of scrutiny. When you're at Man United, you're under the microscope, and they're certainly not let off Maguire. And he's had a very good season. So yeah, good choice. Not my choice, but good choice. Jerome, who have you gone for?
You know what? This centre-back position was probably the hardest one, just because there hasn't really been a lot of standout centre-backs this season. You really had to scratch your head trying to think of someone. I can see the Maguire shout, because he is definitely one of those players that when he's not there, you notice the difference. It's big. It's a big difference. You can see it. I think Stones has had half a decent season, but he hasn't been like a proper regular that's played every game. If you look at the games he's played, he's missed quite a few, but he has played quite well. I'm going to go with Steve and put Fofana in it. When we I think before the season started, we did one of the shows and Fofana's name came up in I guess the transfer roundup, talking about him, and we had a little look at him. And we said that this guy has been centre-back partnership with Saliba, who Arsenal bought. And Saliba, everyone knew about, and Fofana, no one really heard of. And when we spoke about him, I remember saying that however good this Saliba is going to be, this Fofana will be the same. It'll be no worse than Saliba. And he's come in. As Steve said, he's 20 years of age, and he's been brilliant. He hasn't looked out of place at all. And yeah, he's going to get my pick. But once again, like I said, it wasn't because normally Van Dijk would be in it, wouldn't it? Before the season starts, Van Dijk's already got it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Obviously, he hasn't played, so this was a really tough one. But I'll go with Fofana for this.
Yeah. So Jerome added some stipulations and rules. They're not quite he said that Stones didn't play enough games, but I don't care, because I've gone for John Stones. And the reason why I've gone for John Stones is because, again, it's another player who is essentially just written off. He plays too much, he's this, he's that. And this season, from what I've seen of John Stones, he's been the opposite. Apart from the last fewer games, he's started to sort of slip into his own ways, annoyingly. But prior to that, at the start of the season, especially and midway through the season, he's been an absolute tank. And I don't know whether it's because Diaz has given him that sort of, where it's weird because Diaz is the younger one, but Diaz has given him that sort of rock confidence, I'm there, so just keep it simple, play the way I play. But he seems to have changed his game. And I hope he carries that on for England, and I hope he doesn't start slipping back into the John Stones of before, where he overplays it and tries too much and tries to show that he's a superstar. When you're a superstar defender just by being a top defender, you don't have to do all the other stuff. That's all a bonus. So I've gone for John Stones because I've been so surprised at how well he has played when he's played this season. So that's 2 for Fofana. So it looks like Fofana's in. So Fofana makes the cut over Maguire and over Stones. All right. Nathan is not happy. He's not happy.
Right. I know what you got to do now. I know.
No.
That's it.
I'm a lone wolf.
I'm playing.
Nah,
they're two good choices. To be fair, I'm just going with the, like I say, the more obvious people. But I don't. I know you guys love the. I've been looking at this guy. You don't know about this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. Right back. Steve, who have you gone for?
Well, again, it was out of 2. I know one who's going to get brought up because we've had a big conversation about a certain person many a times when we've done these best 11s. But the player I've gone for is, or the reason why I've gone for the player is because I believe this player is the best defensive fullback in the league. And when I'm picking an 11 and I'm picking a team, all I'm worried about is their defensive abilities and can they defend. I'm not so worried, even so that this player is now is beginning to learn to go forward more, and he's this season, and because it weren't his bag. And to be honest with you, I didn't care if it was his bag, but he's beginning to. And I think next season, I think you'll find him moving forward. Although, as I said, I've picked him just from this. That I think he's the best defensive fullback in the league, and that
can only be one person then.
And that
do you know what I was thinking? Nathan's smiling here. He's like, right.
It can't be only one person then.
Yeah.
And that is Nathan.
AWB.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't complain with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's a beast. He's a beast. I think he's one of my favourite right backs. You know, he's a beast. He's a beast. I do like to watch Aaron Wan-Bissaka smashing them challenges. So I can see why you gone for it.
What a fullback! What a defender! I should say.
Yeah.
Wow. Can you do the eject button? No, we won't eject our fans. Nathan, do I need to ask you gone for right back? Go on. Go on.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you
go on.
do.
Who have you gone for right back, Nathan?
The one guy that I think has been probably the best right back in the country for a while now. I mean, both ways. So someone who's got going backwards as going forwards. You can't seem to beat him. You just can't beat him. You know who he is. He's superior to the others. When you look at Wan-Bissaka, you look at him as defensively 9, and then attacking wise maybe a 6. You could possibly say 7, maybe. I'd say 6. And then you've got like the Trents of this world, which is 9 going forward and probably a 6 or 7 defensively. But then you've got this guy who's a solid 9 and an 8. I think he's probably, you could say at the worst case scenario, 9 defensively, 7 or 8 going forward. And that's Kyle Walker. He is.
Do you know what? I thought you was going to say.
No,
I thought you was going to say Cafu. When you was talking.
Nah, mate. You know when anyone fast goes up against this guy, you're not getting any change from him. Any game you play, you see him. He gets wrong-footed. He's back there, and you'll win that ball back no matter what. Every time Rashford gets free, he's back and he covers him. It's just there all the time. Even yesterday in the Champions League final, someone beat him for pace. He's like, "No, come here." Ball back again. He just continues to. Every time I see him, I'm like, "Can he just get beat, please?" Can he just get outpaced at some point? Mbappe, all these other guys, I can't remember, it wasn't Mbappe, but it was, did they play PSG? They did play PSG, didn't they?
Uh-huh.
It was City.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Mbappe tried to race him, and he was like, nah, not having it. So to be fair, I'm just looking at it going, you're not getting no change out of Walker at any time. And he'll just get up and put good crosses in as well. He overlaps well. He puts balls in.
He's quality.
Ball away too easy. For me, he's the best right back in the country because he can get back and go forward. The others have a bit less, at one side. He's more balanced on both ones.
Yeah. Top choice. I had him in my midway team of the season so far. He was my right back. He was right. I still got that team there. That didn't have Harry Kane in it when he scored like 10 goals and got 10 assists. Madness, but yeah. Wow. You're right. I'm never going to forget that. Jerome, who have you gone for right back?
God, I'm gonna agree with Steve and go for Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with him. Again, I think.
Don't mind that.
Don't mind losing that battle.
Made me wrong.
I'm gonna go with my John Stones reasoning for Walker, just because he hasn't. I think he's missed quite a few games this season, but
that's just Pep, though. That's Pep.
Yeah,
Pep loves to change things.
To be in my team, you got to play.
You got to run through walls.
You got to be on the pitch. I think a big shout out to West Ham's right back Kufal. Yeah. He's been proper solid. Like never let you down. Again, quite a few assists and a big reason why they nearly qualified for the Champions League. But Wan-Bissaka is just an ever present, isn't he, in United's defence? And you can't beat him. I think we've said before, like the right back, your first job is to defend, isn't it? And he's got that down to a T. And it was honestly, I know we're talking about the Premier League, not the Champions League, but when I think Neymar and Mbappe were up against him,
they don't get anything.
He didn't give away nothing.
No, they don't get anything.
And it looked like it was easy for him to defend against them. It looked like he weren't even trying. It was just this is what I do, and you're not going to beat me. You're not going to get past me.
It reminded me of Ashley Cole when he was defending against Ronaldo. When it was like, how is Ashley Cole giving Ronaldo nothing here? And it was like that.
And it wasn't even. And the thing is, as well with it, you couldn't see them getting past him. It wasn't as if you thought, this time he's going to do him here. You thought, he's got this one, Wan-Bissaka. And like we know he's got to work on his game going forward a bit. But let's be honest, right? You've got six other players in front of you that their job is to, create and score goals and that. Like your job is to defend. And you've got to supplement it a bit, but you've got other people to do that work. So if I'm playing against Wan-Bissaka next week, I know that I might as well attack down the other side because I'm not getting anything down his side. So I'll go with Wan-Bissaka for that.
All right. Well, my guy, 34 appearances, 18 wins, 9 losses, 7 assists, 9 clean sheets. It's the man from the Czech Republic. He plays for West Ham and he wears number 5. It's Vladimir Kufal. I think he's been exceptional. I remember Jerome doing a little player profile in before the season. I looked at him as well, and at that time I thought to myself, this guy looks a bit tasty. And then I saw him against Arsenal, and it was just like, he was like a robot. It was just up and down that pitch non-stop. I didn't really see much of his defensive side in that game, but he was relentless, and he'd be the kind of player that even a right back or a right winger wouldn't want down their side. And he's just carried on that throughout the season. I think it's very. I mean, I understand Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Carl Walker. But for me, Vladimir Kufal has been unreal. And as well, João Cancelo as well, who plays all over the place, whether it's left back or right back. Could have been either ones. But for me, it's Vladimir Kufal. It's been standout. for West Ham he's been a major part of why West Ham are in the position they are as well this season. But it looks like it is Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka.
The beast. All right. So this was tough, and then the forward bit was even tougher. Steve, midfielders.
What, the whole three?
No, give us one.
Right. Well, the first one, it was very, very, very difficult. I'll go for maybe possibly the obvious. I don't know. Well, I say the obvious. It's not the obvious because when you think of a player that's going to have to be left out of this,
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
yeah,
it is ridiculous.
But
I just changed one. I changed it.
But what I've done, I've tried to do the old balancing thing and where they could play. So I've swapped them. I've used
I'm not
players
even
where
doing it.
moving around just so I can get someone in. But I don't think I've done it sillily. But the first one, incredible footballer. Could be 2 years away from probably player of the season. Could become anything. Probably the best I've seen. Am I going to exaggerate by saying this?
Yeah.
Probably the best I've seen, or will be the best I've seen since Gascoigne. Very similar. The way he runs with the ball, tenacious, tackling, gets stuck in, does the lot, and that's Phil Foden of Manchester City. Still young, still got a lot to learn, but Pep's brought him through incredibly. And I just, again, he's one very similar to Fofana. I'm just really excited to see what's to come from Mr. Foden. But yeah, Phil Foden for me.
All right, Nathan, who you gone for?
Yeah, if he's part of my three, so I'm going to say Foden.
Yeah.
Again, he's come through in this season, obviously expecting to see what he can do since Silva's departure, and he's come in and taken it with both hands straight away. He's looked like he's experienced enough straight away. I think last year he was used, sparingly, and everyone was like, is he going to play? Is he going to really take over? And he's shown he can take over and some. So for me, I'm happy with him. Definitely, he's stood out ahead of a lot of other people in that attacking midfield spots. So and he's even gone on the wings as well. Played in the Sterling position. So unbelievable to be able to keep him out of the side. Ridiculous. So yeah, great addition to my three in the middle.
Yeah, Nathan. Jerome. Who you gone for?
Right. Oh, this is a toss up between two players I've got here. But I'm gonna go. I'll go with Foden. I'll stick him in. We said before to go into Man City's midfield and look like a quality player is no mean feat. And he's just an enjoyable player to watch. And like when he gets the ball, he's one of them that you don't really know what he's going to do with it. He's exciting, and yeah, he's so young as well. He's only going to get better, isn't he? Like you imagine him in 3 or 4 years, he's going to be wild. This player, yeah, excellent. So yeah, I'll stick him in with the boys as one of my three. Yeah,
you can see why Pep Guardiola said he's one of the best youngsters he's seen his age, and he played. Phil Foden plays like he played when he was in the youth. He plays like he played when he's in the 23s, and he's taken that into the senior team. Which, I mean, if you can do that shows the levels you are, because usually people sort of tone their game down and then build it up with confidence and sort of. But he's gone into the team and he's made himself a vocal point in the team as well, which, as Jerome said, is no mean feat. Just like Steve's saying, he's exciting. He's someone that in a couple of years' time you can see him being a player of the year and one of the best midfielders in Europe. So yeah, Phil Foden definitely goes in my three. Steve.
Oh right, yeah. Sorry.
No,
Next.
No, I was going to say, are we going with a defensive or can we play who we want?
I've got a defensive midfielder in there, but you can play who you want.
If we put a defensive one in there, you're just going to ruin it because these players that I've got, they have to go in. There's no way you can't put them in, so I don't know.
If you're going to put the player that you're talking about, which I haven't mentioned yet, you're going to ruin the team. So you saying I shouldn't put that player in? You saying I should swap him out? Stephen, you go for next to midfield.
Next, I'm going for a player that we all watched on Saturday night. I think he's been possibly a surprise of the season.
I know you're talking about.
I think that he's maybe surprised, maybe not expected, but this he's got the world at the feet, in my opinion. This player, he's one of these players that can do everything. Very very similar to Phil Foden. Plays the same way. Just for me, just as dangerous, but doesn't get talked about enough. And that for me is Mason Mount.
All right,
Yeah.
all right. Nathan, who you gone for?
This guy, he's a midfield player, and he has actually he's gone and absolutely killed it this year. He's done more than anyone would have expected him to do. More the reason because he's been played a bit more in attacking position this year, and he's absolutely been on fire.
I know he's going for it.
The guy has taken things to the next level, and his name is
Bruno.
no
he's going to say Jack Grealish.
İlkay Gundogan.
Oh, Gundogan.
Whoa, I tell you what,
That's a good shout. That's a good shout.
He's got to be playing.
Good
He's
shout.
got to be in the team of the season for his performances this year. He's been
That's a-
ridiculous.
Now you're just
Top
making us
shirt,
feel bad. Now you're just making us feel bad because I'm going to pull up some Gundogan stats, and I know he's got loads of assisted goals this season. So I feel, don't. Go on,
He's been
carry on.
ridiculous this year.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. Obviously, I want them boys in, but obviously we got 3 up front, haven't we? So we got them boys in there. I've got the same players you got, but they're further up. So
Yeah. Go on, Jerome. I'm just pulling up some Gundogan stats. Go on, Jerome. Who have you got next?
That's a great shot.
I think Nathan's persuaded me.
Nah.
Oh,
Do you know what? Oh my God! No, my word.
Yeah.
He's got 13 goals this season
I haven't.
from
Yeah.
central midfield.
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I think I'm going to go with Gundogan.
He's been,
You know
I don't even
what?
say my player anymore.
It's funny because it was out of Mount. It was either Mount or Gundogan that was going to go in that centre midfield place. And Mount surprised me how good he is. I didn't think he was as good as how he's been playing recently. And credit to Lampard really for putting him in the team.
Yeah.
And credit to Mount himself because new managers come in and he's kept him in. You'd thought, maybe he's going to get out of the team now because new managers come in. He might not rate him as much as Lampard, but he's stuck with him. And that ball last night to set up the goal was quality, wasn't it? So, but yeah, good. Especially with Silva leaving Man City and that midfield being such an important area, he's come in and you can't knock all those goals that he scored, but he's excellent. He was brilliant at Dortmund, Gundogan, and no one really spoke about him too much, did they? I don't know why. He wasn't like a fashionable, popular player, but
that's what it is.
but when you watch him, he's excellent on the ball. He's different class, and Mount's been brilliant. But I'll go for Gundogan. I'll stick with Nathan on this one.
yeah.
You've killed me. You've killed me. Because I'm looking at my team and I'm like, nah, what have you done? How have you not got Gundogan in there? He wasn't even in the conversation. Yeah, I had conversation with myself, mate. He wasn't even in the conversation. So I've disrespected Gundogan now, and he scored 13 goals from midfield. Look, I stuck Mason Mount. So with Steve, I went for Mason Mount. We've still got one more. So and Gundogan's not part of it. So I'm hoping, yeah. No, I want Mason Mount. I think he's been excellent this season. Scores goals. You know he can. You know the geezer's going to have a shot every game and press the keeper. His work rate's excellent. His passing's excellent. How he wasn't spoken about before previously when he was at Derby. Yeah, we hear a lot of young players spoken about even when they go out on loan from these big clubs, and Mason Mount wasn't really one of them. I think I only heard Louis ever mention Mason Mount once before, and that was in one of the early podcasts that we did with him. But yeah, prior to this season or last season, nothing was said about Mount, and since he's come to the Premier League, he's hit the ground running. And I think even when Tuchel came in, he didn't have Mason Mount in the forefront of his mind, but Mason Mount played himself back in the team again, and that shows what a player he is and what a player England have got as well, alongside Phil Foden. And then we saw what he did in the Champions League final to set up Hazard as well. I don't think it was his best game. I don't think Chelsea really got him involved enough to be fair. Yeah. But when he was on it, he's the player he is. So for me, it's Mason Mount.
Is that a draw and then we're going on goal difference or what?
Well, we've still got one more. But that is two Mason Mount so far. All right. So he's penciled in kind of. All right. Who's your third one?
Right. Now,
everyone's nervous on this one because we know it's not Gundogan.
I know mine is.
This one was the hardest of them all, and yeah, because I just think that this team deserved it. And when I looked at it this morning and I done a little bit of checking up, then I had no doubt. So I was going to put this player in the centre of or in my midfield. Now these two players play for the same side. The two players that I was going to be one or the other.
I know who you're going to say.
One played 32 games, scored 6 goals, and the other played 38 games and scored 10 goals. They're very close to me. They're just down the road. And that man is not Declan Rice. It's Thomas Souček. The man has been on fire. His stats are off the roof. They're better than Declan Rice's. I wanted to put a DM in. Yeah. So everybody else just went out the window for me. I was 100% thought I was going to put Rice. And then I looked at Souček and I see his stats. And I think without his contribution for West Ham this season, I don't think West Ham would be where they are. I don't think they would be in Europe. As I said, 10 goals, 38 games. A danger from midfield in the air. An absolute, giant. When he's needed defensively. Tom Souček. No problem whatsoever putting him in.
And actually, only 3 of them goals have been with his head, even though he's like 10 foot. So he scored 6 with his right.
Now I know that's controversial, but
it's going ahead. All right, Nathan, who have you gone for?
The guy I chose, he's not done too badly either. To be fair, he's been all right. He's been all right. To be fair, he's kind of got similar record to what was his name? Soufal, was it? Souček. So yeah, he's this one. This one's got like I don't know, like 27 goals maybe. So yeah, the guy with 27 goals. For everything he's done for his club. He's their talisman. His name is. His name. His name is Bruno Fernandez. The team of the season. Bruno. What anyone else is doing, This guy has to be in there. It's just unfair to not have him in your squad. If he's not in your squad, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Look. You're not here to make people feel bad, Nathan. All right. This is about opinions. All right.
All right, cool. And
how about if we stuck him in a different position? We might have stuck Bruno in a different position.
Yeah. All right.
You know what I mean? Just behind the strikers.
If he's not in the world, the Premier League 11, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, we might have stuck him in different positions. However, all right, it's a great shout. Absolutely ripped apart Thomas Souček with the 27 goals. However, people may have stuck him in a different position. Jerome, who have you gone for next?
My next player. Nathan, who cares about goals?
And assists. No one.
Yeah, who cares about all that stuff? So I guess it's doing it the reverse way because this is, I guess, the more defensive player. It's Declan Rice. He's been outstanding. I know Souček scored a lot of goals, but the guy that's got, I don't know if you would call it a bigger impact on the team is Declan Rice. And if he leaves West Ham, it's going to be for some ridiculous fee. And I think he gets in every team in the Premier League in terms of that central midfield role. I think he walks in to every team. My mate, my best mate. Possibly. Maybe apart from Chelsea.
The only one.
Yeah, but my best mate is a massive West Ham fan, and he said a few seasons ago, he said Declan Rice is. I think this might have been when he was playing centre back. He said this player is amazing, and I looked at him at the time and I thought, I don't know, like he looks all right, but I think you're going a bit overboard on him. But I can see now that he's top draw. He's top draw, and he got injured near the end of the season, and it all went downhill for West Ham from there. And yeah, if he leaves, he's gonna play for a top club in the Champions League, and he's been excellent. So he's impressed me so much this season. So I'll stick him in to my team.
Yeah, I think with Declan Rice, you're not the only one that may have thought Declan Rice. He looks all right. He's all right. West Ham fans are going over the top. But what we've also got to remember is Declan Rice is only 22. And you said a few seasons ago, which when he played centre-back, which was when he was 19. And if he's fitting into the West Ham team and he looks all right in the West Ham team at 19, it says that this player's got something. And he's been consistent along that time, and he's got better as a player. Like Declan Rice first started, he's not the Declan Rice now. He's expanded his game a lot more. You as well. I'm with you as well. Getting any team, bar Chelsea, because N'Golo Kante is an absolute.
You could play him in a double pivot next to. You could play him in a double pivot next to Kante, though. I think.
Yeah, the brick wall. Yeah, excellent. And I'm sure there'll be many clubs after him, but they won't be able to afford him because West Ham won't be letting him go anytime soon because they'd be stupid to. Me personally, I've gone for Thomas Souček, the man mounting 10 goals this season. I think he's been excellent. He was on my list. He was one of the first ones on my list in that midfield. And then I've been moving the rest of them around because they're like attacking. There's so many attacking midfielders that they can play up top as well. So I've had to move a couple of them around. But Thomas Souček for me was in that team.
Nathan, if it makes you feel any better, Bruno Fernandez is the captain of my reserve team.
I can't believe that.
So Mason Mount actually makes his way in. Gundogan doesn't. Oh God, this is hurting me.
That's a good shout.
Do you know what? Good. I don't think the WhatsApp ain't going to be too good after this. I can tell. A couple of private messages might be coming my way.
He won't be in the WhatsApps tonight. He'll be phoning everyone up. Do you know these three that I'm on the show with?
They didn't stick Gundogan in. The team looks good though. The team looks good though. No one said Fernandez isn't in that. Okay, can we move forward? Let's go forward. All right. Let's move forward. Move on. Move forward.
Let's go.
We'll start with a centre forward. Steve, centre forward.
Centre forward. Well, the way my three front players, and because
I agree.
and I've looked at the way my midfield is set out, and the three front players are sort of like they fit like a jigsaw, and so it's not necessarily.
I love the disclaimers. A lot of disclaimers.
You know what?
A lot of disclaimers.
I'll explain.
If I hear Ollie Watkins, I'm not going to be happy.
No. If I see Bamford in there, he got in there halfway through the season, and I weren't happy. Come on.
Right, now let's get this one out of the way first.
He's come on.
Yeah. Best next to Lewandowski. Probably the best centre forward in Europe.
I thought it was going to be something crazy there. Go on.
And I'm you know, and not only that, not this season. I'd say over the last couple of seasons, we're seeing so much more to this person's game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's not just a straight out centre forward. He can play out on the right. He can play out on the left. He can drop in behind and let someone play in front of him. And that is Mr. Harry Kane.
Not bad choice. Not my choice, but really good choice.
What?
Nah, he's trolling now.
No, he's
You're trolling. You're trolling.
Just because we never picked.
Nah, yeah. It's because Gundogan.
I've got a really good player. Done pretty well for his club. I'm going with Trossard. What?
I like
Trossard.
Nah, you're joking.
He's a player.
Do you know what? He's just not happy. He's not happy. No, he's really not happy about that midfield. He's not happy. So he's like, yeah, do you know what? Trossard, Ollie Watkins, and Patrick Bamford. They're my three. Have that. Try and match up with them.
I'm not playing this stupid game anymore.
Try and find a pair with those three. Yeah.
I've got big old Harry.
There we go. Jerome, who you gone for as centre forward?
It's a clean sweep, isn't it? Harry Kane.
Gotta be Harry Kane. Finally, Harry. You weren't in there at Christmas, but at the end of the season, you finally made it. 10 goals, 10 assists, halfway point. I don't even know what you finished with, but it's Harry Kane. He's the best in the country, and it's going to be a massive loss for Tottenham because he needs to go. He needs to move on, and we need to see Harry Kane probably better himself as a player by moving to another club and starting to win some trophies and playing with better players as well. These are not digs. This is just what I see. This is just honest, and I think that Harry Kane has got a little bit more room to grow, and I think he could be an absolute superstar if he just moves to the right club. Will it be Man City? Will it be Man United? Who knows? But wait and see. You'll find out first on the Transfer Exchange show. All right. Who else have we got? Steve, your other striker or your winger, forward, whatever you want to call it.
Right, now, like what I just said with Harry Kane, how he can play in a number of positions now. So I think that's because even with Son, and Gareth Bale, three of them, they just swap around, and Son and Bale you would not call strikers, but sometimes you'll find that one of them will play down the middle. But the next player is a player who I love, who I just think's, personally for me, one of the Premier League's world class strikers. He's come into this league, right, and he has smashed it. He is a
I know you're going for.
He is massive. He can do everything as what a striker you would want to do. He's not just someone who can just gets tap-ins. He's not someone who will just who barge someone out of the room. He can do the lot, and he could even do chips from 40 yards.
Usain Bolt.
Edison Cavani.
Yeah, no, he's been brilliant this season. I love watching him. His quality was written off by a lot of people, said he was too old, past it, this and that, he misses too many chances. But honestly, watching a centre forward that plays like a old school centre forward, but he's like a wily kind of striker as well. He's intelligent. Makes them runs at the near post. Yeah, it's been a joy to watch.
Exactly
Edison
that.
Cavani this season. Honestly, it has.
Yeah. Every time he's in the team, you're like, you just sort of, you get a smile on your face and think, yeah, Cavani's playing. And when he's not, you're like, oh, why isn't he playing?
Yeah, to be fair, that's a great shout. I didn't have him in my side though because he was he didn't obviously play as much at the start of the season, so I didn't think he warranted getting in just because of that. But he's done so much in the last little short space of time towards the back end of the season. He obviously has done really well. Now the thing is, the player that I've gone for, he's shown me that he's absolutely world class. I looked at him more closely this year. Problem is, he's not been playing much recently as well. But this guy is absolute top class. There's not many others like him. No one wants to go near him when he's on the ball. When he picks it up, if you do come near him, you're going to foul him. There's no
I think this one's like Gaza.
He's like Gaza as well.
Yeah,
he orchestrates everything for his team. He's the main man for his team. And it's none other than
Jack Grealish.
The man. Jack Grealish. Absolute beast of a player. Absolute. In my team, no doubt.
Yeah. Great choice. Jerome, who you gone for?
Yeah, same guy, Jack Grealish. He's been unlucky. He's missed a few games, but the games that he's played, he's got like that good arrogance, isn't he? When he's on the ball.
I like footballers with arrogance and swag. As long as they can back it.
Yeah, it's a positive one. It's not like it's not like he's a horrible person. Arrogance. It's like
no.
It's like I'm super confident in my ability, and I'm better than you, but in a nice way. In a nice way. If you know what I mean.
Jack Grealish is cool.
Like he probably hasn't got a lot of haters. Like maybe Birmingham City fans, but you can just appreciate how good he is.
Yeah.
And if he's fit, for me, he's got to be in the England starting 11. You've got to put him in the starting team. You've got to find the position for him and play him because he makes a difference. He's excellent to watch. He's enjoyable to watch, and another one that could probably get in most teams in the league. And again, another one that if he goes, there'll be a massive fee attached to him. So he just keeps getting better and better, doesn't he, Grealish? He's improved. He could win the most improved, the best player. Players play. He's one that could win like all of those. Yeah. He's been excellent. So I'll go for Jack Grealish.
Yeah, I've gone for Jack Grealish as well. He's quality. On the ball, drag backs, just stopping still. You don't really see that much often. Just stand still with the ball, wait for you to come. Oh, see you later, gone. Doesn't massively rely on his pace because his ball work and his trickery on the ball is just second to none. Quality player to watch. And as Jerome says, you've got to find him a spot in the England team. It's almost sometimes as if Gareth Southgate doesn't want him in, but has no choice. So he's giving him no option, which is what you want. So yeah, for me, Jack Grealish gets in that team. There's only one more spot. It's the other striker. This is going to be controversial. I know. I'm getting nervous just saying my one already. Steve, who are you going for?
Well, this was the hardest, and I mean, I've got 3 written down here, and I still don't know which one I'm going to choose. So the one I think the one I'm going to choose is the one that's. I just don't think he can be left there. I'm trying to find a way how to leave him out because Nathan put Cavani, but I can't. I can't find a way how to leave him out. He's been incredible this season. He's the one that this club looks for. I think he can play just behind Harry Kane. So that is Bruno Fernandez. He just had to go in. But he had to go in. The other one was Kevin De Bruyne, and the other one was Tillemans. But I couldn't. When you look at you think what the 3 of them have done. You can't leave him out. You can't.
Yeah.
And he has to go in.
Nathan, who you got on is your other forward?
Well, I'm going for this player. He's done really well. He's been dangerous all season. Saint-Maximin.
Yes, that's a great choice. There's a reason why I put him on the front cover of the poster this week. Because Newcastle. What?
I didn't pick him.
Go on, who you gone for? Stop trolling me.
No, I do like what he's done this season, but I didn't pick him.
Go on.
Just messing with you guys. Basically, on that right side of the attack, obviously I put Grealish on the left side, and I wanted to see what I could do with that right side. And it was when I thought about it, I thought, you know what, this player's really done well. There's nothing more to say. He's done really, really well. We all expect it from him, and he's delivered. He's been delivering all season this year. And I just like him. I can't see any other person who can play there better than him at this moment in time.
Yeah, I know. Yes.
And his name is Riyad Mahrez.
Oh, I didn't think you was going to say him.
He's like, no, yeah, Nathan, don't say a word, mate. Don't say a word. I've got this. I've got this for you. I've got this for you.
Salah, Steve?
Yeah. Yeah,
no.
That's what I thought he was going to say.
Riyad Mahrez has done really, really well this year.
Yeah, they're both same position. They both sort of like very similar, aren't they? They're both. And I thought you liked Mo Salah.
I do like him, I do, but I don't think he's had as good a season as he would like to, even though he's done really, really well. And he's just like scored goals, but not really played the way he used to play well and score goals.
Yeah,
this year he's more just scored goals. It's weird.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Mahrez, I was like, you know what, this guy's been serious. When you're watching him, and he was the main guy. It's been doing a lot for City, and the reason why they're where they are. That's the reason why they got as far as they got in the Champions League, and the reason why they coasted to so many victories in the league. He scored quite a lot of goals this year, quite a lot. He was the main stayer there. He wasn't in and out like he was in the years before. He's the main player on right now. So Mahrez.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
Jerome, who have you gone for?
Yeah, Mahrez has been excellent, but I've gone for Son of Spurs.
Oh, okay, good.
I think absolutely electric player, and I think someone that we put Kane in this team, and I think Kane relies on him a lot. I think he really supports him well, and I know from when it's our team playing against Son, it's like you're fearful of him. You know that you got to keep him quiet, and he's just such a dangerous player. Scored loads of goals this season, as he always does, and I wanted someone with like a lot of pace, along with Grealish and Kane. So that's why I picked. I picked Son, but Salah, big shout for Salah and Mahrez as well. They've both been quality as they always have. They always have been. But it's a tough choice. There's not much between these forward players really. It's like toss of a coin stuff, isn't it? But I like. Yeah, I'll go for Son.
Yeah. For me, this player didn't fit in the midfield because I don't see him as a central midfielder. Don't see him as a defensive, certainly not. Contributed to 30 goals in 37 appearances. That's 18 goals. This is only in the Premier League. It's 18 goals and 12 assists. Some people say that he can only score penalties. But this season, I've seen this guy,
Don't say it.
Honestly, I've seen this guy do... Honestly, I'm being serious, I've seen this guy do stuff which people don't appreciate because they've already got that, he just scores pens kind of thing, or he's just a goal scorer. But I've gone for Bruno Fernandez. As Nathan said earlier, how can he not be in this team? But I couldn't fit him in the midfield. So I put him as the one in the forward front line because you don't score, as Nathan said, 27 goals and not consider yourself an attacking player. When he's not ticking, Man United aren't really ticking at the moment. There's other players in there but he seems to be the linchpin. Scores goals, gets assists, tricky, smooth on the ball, and he is quality to watch as well. So for me, it's Bruno Fernandez, and he actually gets in that position.
Not even a mention of Kevin De Bruyne, not once.
Sorry,
he's not done enough this year to get ahead in there, has he? Some of the players have just taken that next step this season. He's not been as potent as he's been potent, but not as potent as the last of these few.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm gonna just because
Kevin De Bruyne.
Just because we spoke about Bruno Fernandez's stats, Kevin De Bruyne's stats have to be brought up because he's obviously not as good as previous seasons, maybe, but 12 assists, 6 goals, 25 appearances. Again, it's not as good as previous seasons, so I don't think he quite makes the cut. That's not anything against Kevin De Bruyne. Manager Steve, who you got as your manager?
This was difficult. This was very difficult, and like I just said on the other one, that it boiled down to 2 managers, and it's not going to be who you expect. It's not. This isn't the usual suspects. It was between 2. And it's for what they've done and what they've brought their side and how they've improved their side this season. I won't say both, but this person is with what you would call maybe average players. Has brought his side. Brought them up to a different level. Maybe played them to overrated, but I'm going to go for. Oh God, I really wanted to go for the other one, but I'm going to go for David Moyes. But I wanted to go for Solskjaer.
You just said you weren't going to say the other one.
Did I? Sorry. That just shows how much I wanted to do it because I think he's done unbelievable as well. And the stick that guy gets is just really rolls me because what he's done for Man United. I know he made a cock up. The other night and he got it wrong, but he's got so much right this season. And you've only got to look at Man United's side and how they've improved, and I think they're going to challenge for the title next year. So, but I'm going to go for David Moyes for West Ham.
Great choice, that, because West Ham is really.
Who have you gone for? Who have you gone for?
I've gone for the man that everybody loves. They choose the club as
I know you go for.
Team. They choose this club as their second team to watch. They've absolutely overachieved
Massively.
and it's all down to the manager. the manager has absolutely said, you know what? I don't care what happens. We
This
are
is one of my
playing this
two.
football, and we are going to take anyone down who's not on it on their day. We're going to rip everyone up. We're going to go at the throat of every team there is. Don't care if we let goals in for fun. You let me sit down.
Hold on, I'm getting confused now.
It's that man, Bielsa.
Yeah, it's Marcelo Bielsa. Everyone loves Bielsa. Everyone loves Bielsa. I showed my Mrs. Bielsa the other day. She was like, nice guy, that one. Crouches down on his knees. Oh, I like him. Yeah, see? Bielsa.
Again, that wasn't who I thought you were going to say.
What? What do you think he was going to say?
Well, someone might say it. But...
I get the crouch down. Knees
no.
The crouch down.
Huh?
That's crouching down. That's the clue.
I've seen it, but no one
when
can
he said
see it.
I mean, everybody's second team. That ain't my second team. Leeds United. But no. Well, I was going to thought you must say what.
Normally, it's the second team you know what. I don't like watching anyone.
Oh yeah. That's true. No, I thought when he said like everybody's favourite team and I thought he was talking about Leicester. That's what I was going.
Well, that's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout. Jerome, who are you gone for?
If West Ham got in the Champions League position, it's Moyes, and it's like an easy decision.
Yeah, I mean, that's.
But this isn't.
This is West Ham. Like,
but this isn't.
If he gets the champion, I'm giving him the England job. Like, if West Ham get Champions League,
this isn't. Yeah, this isn't who was the best manager for 30 games of the season. This is who was the manager of the season. And that's why I'm being ruthless, and I'm giving it to the guy Guardiola. I was going to say Moyes. Moyes was in my head, but then I thought, nah, he mucked up towards the end of the season.
Something's happened to you, Jerome. You changed.
Yeah.
He's cold now.
It's getting hard.
Let's face it, Moyes done amazing because they basically nearly got into the Champions League spot without a proper striker. Antonio, is he a striker? Like,
no, he's not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
He's not a natural centre forward, and they've done amazing. So amazing praise for Moyes. He deserves a lot of credit. But yeah, I'll give it to Guardiola.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm not giving mine to. I'm not. Comment section. Who you gone for? Come on. Who you got in the comment section? Come on. Marcelo Bielsa was one of my choices. He's been excellent this season. Leeds have been excellent, brilliant to watch. As you said, they don't care who they're playing. They play the way they're playing. If you don't like it, don't matter. Win, lose or draw, you're playing the Bielsa way, and that's why any managerial job that comes up, Bielsa will always get linked to it, even though he's not going to go because he chooses the club. It's got to be the right fitting. It's got to be, and I love that. I love that.
That's really cool.
I think it's well good. Honestly, it just shows so much about the man himself, and it's got to be the right project. And he's built he's got a great team around him with Victor Water as well, who I speak about very highly of on this great director of football. But I've gone for the man who didn't quite do it and quite enough this season to get into the Champions League spot, and that's David Moyes. I think he's what he's done with that West Ham team. Again, another manager that's come into the team where the fans weren't really rating him. It's a bit like who, why, and David Moyes again. Yeah. But he did a good job last time he was with them. Got the sack because they wanted someone more fashionable and a bigger name. It didn't work, so they went back with David Moyes, and look what he's done with them.
They were sitting second bottom at one point.
Yeah, I think David Moyes has found the right kind of team that he needs to be joining as a manager, and he can take that team forward. because you've not got the big egos. You've got people that are going to work, and he works. He does what's right for the team, and he's brought in some very good players. Kufau, he brought in Souček. I think he got him in last season. What he's done with what's his name? The one that what's his name? The one that Jerome just said isn't a forward. Antonio. Sorry, Antonio. Yeah, scoring goals left, right, and centre. And I'm looking forward to seeing who they're actually going to bring in as well, because not only will they bring in some unknowns, which will be good to watch, and Jerome will have plenty of homework, but he'll bring in some the right players as well. Some players that even my club could do with. So yeah, for me, it's David Moyes has been exceptional this season. I think he deserves manager of the season, which is why he goes in the team. All right. So Martinez in goal. I do this all up properly. Martinez in goal. Left back Luke Shaw. Centre back Diaz and Fofana. Right back Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Thomas Souček, Phil Foden, and Mason Mount in the midfield, with Bruno Fernandez, Jack Grealish, and Harry Kane up front. And you're managed by David Moyes. That's not a bad team, boys. We've done well. Thank you for the comment section as well. Cool guy, AK, I see you. Melvin Marks, I see you. Who else we got in here?
Just one player I got wrong out of this team.
No, Steve, it's not wrong. There's no wrong. It's all opinions.
You got a few, to be fair.
Yeah. I still want to mention it. I'm going to mention it live on air, but yeah, couple. Yeah. Break a leg. How you doing, Adam? Yeah, it's a good team. Don't break a leg, Bamford. No, you're not trolling me this time. He got in halfway through. He's not getting in again. And Bashir with Emi Martinez early doors. Thank you very much for that, guys. Great fun. Steve, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, been a good laugh. Cheers, everybody, for joining us.
And, of course, thanks for joining us, Nathan.
Thanks a lot for having me.
And Jerome, it's good to have you back.
Yeah, pleasure. Cheers, everyone. Thanks, boys. And
don't forget to join us on Wednesday when we've got the transfer roundup. It's getting hot, boys and girls. The transfer season has really begun. This is where we started this time last year, and we're back again to bring you the biggest exclusives. We've got them. We're going to make sure you're hit the notifications, because we're going to be going live throughout. We could have some videos coming out with regards to transfer news, the latest, and we just pop online. We're going to be jumping on the Instagram. We'll be jumping on the YouTube, the Twitter. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you follow the Twitter. Make sure you follow Steve, Jerome, and Nathan for all the transfer news and team news. And thanks for joining us, people. Peace out. Stay safe.